Okay, for this section, we're going to start dealing with radicals. So this just wants you to simplify just a couple here for square roots. And we don't deal with imaginary numbers in this class, so we cannot take the square roots of negatives. So you're going to assume that if you have something like this, like for the y, it's going to be positive numbers, 0 or positive. If you raise it to the 8th power, it's going to make it positive anyways, but we're not ever going to have the square root of a negative. If you do, then you just put no solution or whatever, because we're not going to deal with imaginaries in this class. So to do the square root of y to the 8th, so if there's nothing out here in the radical, it's a 2. It's a square root, a 2. If there's not a cube root or a 4th root or 5th root, so it's a 2. So the easiest thing to do is division. Think about it as division. So how many times does 2 go into 8? It goes 4 times. So the answer would be the square root of y to the 8th would be y to the 4th, because what you're trying to do is figure out if you're trying to take the square root of y to the 8th, you want to know what squared would give you y to the 8th, basically. So if you do y to the 4th squared, 4 times 2, when you multiply exponents, when you raise a power to a power, you multiply, that is y to the 8th. So like I said, I just do it thinking about it as division. So take the exponent, divide by whatever this number is. So in this case, a square root to 2, and then that's your answer. If it doesn't divide evenly, then you take out what you can. Like if this had been a 9 instead, you'd have a 1 y left over. So that's in the next section, actually, where it doesn't actually always divide evenly. So for the next one, you have a negative square root of 100 x to the 8th y to the 12th z squared. So if the negative's on the outside, that's fine. It just can't be on the inside. So if the negative had been on the inside, you'd just put no solution, because we're not doing imaginaries. Negative on the outside is fine. It's going to just stay there. So we're going to have a negative. Square root of 100 is 10. Square root of x to the 8th, 2. Again, there's a 2 there. If it helps you to write it down, that's fine. 2 goes into 8 4 times, so x to the 4th. For the y to the 12th, so you're just doing each piece basically. 2 goes into 12 6 times, so you've got y to the 6th. And 2 goes into 2 for z squared. 2 goes into 2 1 time, so z to the 1st or just z. So those are if they all work out nice and even. That makes them a little bit easier. So we'll do the next section where they don't come out nice and even.